Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, thanks to the content creator program, we're going to be breaking down the full buffed up abilities for Yellow Jacket, and hopefully this buff should be going live tomorrow, but worst case scenario, it should be live by Wednesday. Now, the buff the Yellow Jacket, they've added in some really good utility. It looks like he's going to have some really strong heal reversal, and also a nice slow mechanic off heavy attacks as well. I am a little bit concerned with Yellow Jacket, because there doesn't seem to be enough damage-wise to fish him out of this very, deep hole that he's in at the moment, where he's just, such a massive noodle. So I'm a bit concerned about the damage, but the utility does look very interesting. And I must admit, out of, all four of the characters, I do think he is going to be the worst of the four, but hopefully, and I really, really hope this, I hope I'm wrong about that, because Yellow Jacket was the one that I was most excited for, especially after the release of Spider-Ham, and Spider-Ham just being this absolutely ridiculous power sting champion, but I think Yellow Jacket, he's going to have his uses. But anyway, let's talk about some of the new stuff that he has. So the first thing is he's got a massive boost to energy resistance, has almost 5,000 energy resistance there, which I think again is going to be very good for a lot of Mystic matchups, Havoc as well potentially. So yeah, I'm curious to see that in action. But again, I think that might be one of the highest energy resistance values in the entire game there, so it could be really, really good in the right scenario. Also, he has this new mechanic, Nuclear Core, so it's always active and it starts at 40 charges, but when you get over 100 charges, you have a chance for it to overheat. However, for every single charge you have, it increases the potency of your personal debuffs by 1%, and also reduces the opponent's regeneration rate by 1% as well. And when either champion lands a hit, there is a 60% chance to gain 1 charge. And also whenever the opponent launches a special attack, he gains plus 10 charges, and this has a 100% chance to trigger there. So judging by that, I imagine the core builds up at a fairly moderate pace. It's not going to be super quick, but not super slow either. And then once you go over 100, you've got a chance to enter Meltdown. And this is an overheating point, and while it's active, any contact with the opponent has a 75% chance to inflict a burst of almost 900 physical damage, but when Meltdown ends, it resets the core back to the starting charge. Now, in the spotlight, they say when you enter Meltdown, it deals massive damage, do massive burst damage, and reverse your opponent's healing. But 12 seconds, a 75% chance to inflict 900 physical damage, at max maybe during this duration, it's 15,000 to 20,000 damage, and this is on a fully maxed out 5-star Yellow Jacket, so I just don't see the damage on this being that exciting, and it's going to take a while to build up as well. So yeah, this really just doesn't seem like it's going to touch the sides. This also makes him a little bit more annoying on defense, because you do need to be aware of when Meltdown is active, and you do not want to attack in, I assume, unless you've got a full ability accuracy reduction. But then again, if the attack isn't scaled up too much, maybe this damage isn't going to be so bad. But for variant 2, those final Yellow Jacket bosses, man, again, you probably want to make sure you do not attack in during Meltdown there. So he's going to be a little bit more of an annoying defender there. Also, for incoming unblockable special attacks, each hit has a 100% chance to spend 10 nuclear core charge and reduce the opponent's attack rating by 75%. So this might be good for certain special attacks, maybe Heimdall's special 2 if you accidentally trigger that, for example, but for stuff like the Collector, who has multi-hit special 2 and special 1, again, this is quickly going to diminish your core charge there, but again, in certain scenarios, it might be a nice safety net for Yellow Jacket, so it doesn't seem too bad. Also, for Mystic champions, you do not want to fight this guy on defense if you're playing a Mystic character, because personal debuffs trigger when the attack is launched instead of on hit, and they are also paused for the duration of the attack. So it means if you're playing a Mystic champion and you're fighting Yellow Jacket, as soon as he fires off that SP1, you get inflicted with Power Sting, and also if that Power Sting expires via the Awakened ability, you're also going to get stunned as well. So again, he's going to be a Human Torch on defense. You don't want to bring Mystic Champions against him. So yeah, there's a few things with Yellow Jacket that's just going to make him a bit more of an annoying defender there. Also, Special 1 is exactly the same as it is at the moment. So you inflict 3 Power Sting debuffs. You've also got a 90% chance to activate, so it's not guaranteed on any of them. And it seems like, I believe the damage is exactly the same on them. Actually, it might be a little bit less than it is currently. Yeah, I think it is actually a little bit less. Just looking at the numbers here, I've got a fully maxed out 5-star Yellow Jacket in front of me. And also on the Special 2, the Special 2 has a 50% Petrify debuff that lasts for 15 seconds. And again, this scales up with his core ability, so anything above like 50-60 core, you're going to be reversing that regeneration. So yeah, it seems like potent, effective, not quite on the level maybe of like Void, Captain America, Human Torch there, but strong enough to get you through those really big, annoying regeneration matchups. So that does seem pretty good. However, as a result of this, they've also removed the Power Sting from the Special 2 there, which does seem a little bit unfortunate. But the Special 3 has a new indefinite Power Sting debuff, causing 5,500 direct damage to the opponent if they activate a special attack. So it's a much bigger Power Sting. And also with the Special 3 Power Sting as well, anytime you use it, it is refreshed there. So you've got like that additional damage every time the opponent fires off a special attack. But again, in the duration of a match, you need to get to the Special 3, you need to fire this off, and you're going to need to bait out a lot of special attacks to really get some solid value. Like Spider-Ham's Special 3 is like, if you get the lineup right and build him up and ramp him up in the right way, it's like 250,000 damage off those Power Stings, and then they echo for like 100,000 plus damage. So yeah, Spider-Ham is nuts, and it seems like he's very, very far from that level of insanity. Maybe in longer fights, if you can just keep on stacking up this Power Sting, it might be a bit more viable. But again, I'm not too convinced on that one. And then we got the signature ability. So the awakened ability gives you the stun when Power Stings expire off the Special 1. The Special 2, you gain 5 core charge when Petrify ends. Get a nice little bonus there. And the Special 3 Power Sting has a 100% chance to reapply itself when triggered, and the chance decreases by 0% each time this happens. So to get the somewhat like mediocre damage off Yellow Jacket, you're also going to need to have him awakened and Sig 200. So yeah, I'm not really too sure about that one. Again, there will be long-term players that already do have him at Sig 200, but without that refresh chance, again, that's not going to be a terribly exciting Special 3. There's going to be like no point using it in comparison to the Special 1, and the Special 1 again does seem like worse in comparison to what it is now. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused about that. But also synergy bonuses, he does have a synergy with himself, and this is so what is it, people can't farm willpower on Alliance War defense. So whenever he uses a heavy attack, he spends 10 core charges and inflicts a slow debuff for 10 seconds, and this prevents Evade and Unstoppable, and this slow debuff is shorter in duration in comparison to She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen. So yeah, it's alright, it's going to be very useful in the right scenario, but again, I just think there are science champions that can provide that slow utility a little bit better in comparison. Then next up, he has a synergy with Joe Fixit, Yondu, Kingpin, and Taskmaster called the Power of Money. It gives villain champions plus 5% attack rating, and also Yellow Jacket inflicting a debuff grants 10 core charge and has a cooldown of 10 seconds. So this one combined with the solo synergy should be really, really nice there. And again, I think he's going to benefit from the villain champions one as well. However, like a standard attack rating synergy is like 6% attack, so this is like a slightly worse attack synergy, so I'm a little bit confused why it's 5% when the general like all champions attack synergies are like 6% there. So yeah, not really too sure about that one. And then we've also got Revolutions Need Arms, so Killmonger, Mole Man, Magneto, and Storm Pyramid X. Nuclear Core starting charge and overheat point are increased by 10, and also villain champions gain 5% health rating there, but then also has the attack synergy with Ant-Man and Wasp, and also attack and health with Hulkbuster, Iron Man, Infinity War, and Superior Iron Man, and also crit damage synergy with Ultron, Loki, and Kang. So again, I think there's some good stuff when it comes to his regeneration reversal, his slow, his energy resistance, but I'm kind of very worried that he just doesn't really have the damage to make him a viable champion. And again, looking at Yellow Jacket, it looks like the Power Sting is actually going to be worse in comparison to what it is now on the special one, which is really, really weird. Again, there's no more Power Sting on the special 2 as well, which is really unfortunate. And he does lose the crit buff that he has currently as well, so I'm not too sure why they've kind of toned down the Power Sting, removed the crit buff on a champion that has like very, very lacking damage. And again, I really do hope I'm wrong about Yellow Jacket, but like playing this character now with his current damage output, and unless you have him like Sig 200, this is going to be, I assume, around the level of damage that the buff Yellow Jacket is going to have. Again, the buff Yellow Jacket is going to be a little bit higher because he does have those meltdown periods as well, where again you might be able to get like 15,000, 20,000 damage. Again, there's nothing increasing in terms of his base damage output. So yeah, I'm a bit worried, man. Again, this is currently old Yellow Jacket gameplay that we have currently. And the Power Sting is okay off there, SB1, man. But again, I think Spider-Ham really has put, like, Yellow Jacket to shame. Like, Spider-Ham's just so incredibly ridiculous, though. And I wasn't hoping quite for Spider-Ham, because I think that expectation would be a bit too high. But if there's nothing really to beef up his damage, then I'm a bit concerned. So yeah, this is like 44 hits, man. So the average takedown time, I would imagine, is like 350 to 400 hits. So yeah, I think buffed Yellow Jacket is probably going to fall in like that 200, 250 region. Maybe 250, 300 actually. And again, we do have disadvantage against Winter Soldier, but this is still a fully maxed out 5-star champion with synergies as well. So I'm just really concerned that there's like nothing to spice up his damage to a kind of viable level for endgame content. But again, I think he will be good for certain scenarios, like heal reversal seems to be very strong in that department potentially. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about his overall viability, because the science class, again, I think there's just a lot of characters that can do everything that he's going to be able to do, and a bit more as well. And that's really where my concerns lie. I feel like he's going to be so far behind other top viable science options that we have at the moment, that he's just going to be a character that is like never played unless you've got a very, very dry science roster. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on Yellow Jacket in the comment section below. Again, I really, really hope I'm wrong about him being the worst of the 4, and he's the best of the 4, because Yellow Jacket, he's such a cool character, and I think there's some amazing stuff they can do with Power Sting champions if they want to, and Spider-Ham has really shown us that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching today's breakdown. If you did enjoy it, please do smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.